Hi, very good morning to you. In today's video, I want to talk about something that is very important to a child's learning, and that is the child's concentration. My name is Darren Chow, and I'm the English tutor from EnglishTuition.org. Now, why is concentration so important to a child's learning? Now, in the previous video, I talked about how to help a child improve his memory in order to be able to retain more knowledge. But in order for that to happen, a child has to be able to sit and concentrate and listen in the first place. So let's start from the very beginning. That how do we get a child to concentrate better during the lesson? And some of the common feedback that I've gotten from parents, and the parents went to the parents-teacher meetings and in the school, and they always come back with this feedback. Oh, so and so teacher give me the feedback. Oh, my child is daydreaming in class. My child is sleeping in class. My child is physically there, but his mind is somewhere else. So if you ask me if I have experienced this with my students during my lessons, then of course the answer is yes, because I would certainly be lying to you if I tell you no. It's just a fact that some students have a tendency to do that, right? They are here physically. And why are they here? They are not here because they chose to attend the lesson. They are here because for some reason the parents just put them into the lesson, right? And they have not been doing well in the school test and examination in the first place, and they already have a very low interest level in the subject. And because my parents told me to come, I do not have a choice. And here I am sitting here, maybe thinking about what to have for lunch later on, and then Mr. Chow is there delivering the lesson. And that is the reality of it. And I think it's an issue that we have to tackle if you want the child to start to absorb, right, and really learn some of the knowledge that we are transferring to him or her. And I think we can start from applying some basic common sense. First of all, let's move some variables out of the equation, and we're going to assume that the child is not facing some problems in school. Now, for example, some children may be unhappy because they're having some problems in school. They're being bullied, for example, right? And this can obviously affect a child's concentration. And the other obvious variable that we want to move out of the way for now is students who face family problems, right? Maybe in their own family, they are having some issues with their own parents, and for some reason they're unhappy. And if they're unhappy, they are going to come to lessons unhappy, right? And they are not in a ready state of mind to learn from the tutor, right? I'm not about to discuss these two variables at this point. So let's talk about some of the more common factors that affect a child's concentration. Now, the very first factor that comes to mind is the lack of sleep. Now, sleep is very important to students, right? Because they are growing. But we live in very different times now, right? In my time, our only distraction is either the personal computer or the television, right? So if you're staying up late, likelihood is that we are playing games for too long on the computer, or we stay up late to watch TV, right, late into the night. But the child today is very different because they have access to mobile phones, and they have access to tablets like iPads. And when they play games, right, the games have a very addictive quality to it, right? Some students may not have the self-control to stop playing the games after a certain period of time. And these are the kind of so-called distractions that is taking up the child's time and attention and preventing from having a good night's sleep. So, like, for example, right, I have parents telling me that the child was prevented, because the parents wants to monitor the usage of the mobile devices, right? All parents do not want the students to spend too much time playing with the games, right? Once they start, they don't stop. Okay, so they're given or they're monitored closely. So during the day, the child does not have much opportunities to play to their heart's content. So after everybody has gone to sleep at night, what the child did was that he woke up in the middle of the night to play the game. And then we are all wondering, why is the child sleeping during lesson, right? Because nobody knows what he had done during the night. And these are the things that we have to look out for. A child can very well take the handphone, go back to the bedroom, and then, start instant messaging his or her friends, and then just chatting, right? And because they're having such a good time chatting with their friends, they're ignoring their sleep. And this is especially true if they're sleeping alone and have their own room, because nobody is there to monitor them. And then they have their handphones with the mobile data on, and then they are just messaging their friends. And if, by chance that they hear some noises outside, the parents are coming and they hear footsteps, they can just hide the handphone, or just lock the handphone, just put it aside and pretend to be sleeping, right? And the parents will not be able to tell what the child has been doing late at night. So I think a cute parent should be able to spot that, okay? But I just want to bring it up to discuss, so just in case some parents out there may not be aware of that, and hopefully, we are able to catch some of these issues before they get out of hand. And the goal is to not to make the child feel bad about using the phone, right? The goal is to let the child, or explain to the child, let the child understand, if you do not have the habit of sleeping well, so that is going to affect your energy level during the daytime, which in turn affect your level of productivity, because you're not going to be able to concentrate in class, you're not going to be able to concentrate on your homework, you're not going to be able to achieve much during the day. And if we do not address these issues in advance, then if it gets out of hand, then the student is just attending lesson, but body is there, but mind is not there, and the child is not learning. And that's what we want to avoid. The other factor that I can think of is also related to health reasons, right? Is the child overweight? Is the child having a proper diet? Because some students I know have no problems eating, right? They eat too much, so as a result they put on too much weight. And as we know, I'm just speaking in a very general sense, right? If you do not manage your weight properly, okay, I'm not talking about those like some students who are overweight, they are still able to concentrate, and because they are interested in the subject matter. I'm not talking about those group of students. I'm talking about students who have weight problems, right? And they kind of have a low energy level, and they may be easily excited, but when they're excited, the activities sap their energy very easily. Right, for example, if they go PE, right, it's just common sense that people or students who are overweight just run, a very short distance, and then they become breathless. And when they have a lack of energy, they are not going to want to spend more time in that particular activity anymore. So, if you're going to make students travel, to attend extra lessons and all that kind of stuff, then we have to understand that this is going to sap the child's energy. And if you do not advise the child to manage their own weight and energy level, then they may find themselves having concentration problems when they are sitting in the class, right? So they come for lessons, the traveling to and forth, the extra walking, kind of take away more energy from them, and they feel more tired. So if I switch on my aircon in my in my house and they are having lessons with the aircon blowing at them, after a while we see them just dozing off. So that's not a good thing, right? But generally, from my observations, I don't have these problems with students who don't have a weight issue, right? And they are able to concentrate. They do not come and doze off during lesson, and definitely do not come and sleep during lesson, right? Then at the other end of the spectrum, right, I have students. Some students eat too much, and then other end of the spectrum, some students eat too little, right? Some students are just very picky about the food. They just don't eat a lot. And again, it's an energy issue. Okay, the students, if they don't get enough sleep, they don't get enough to eat, they do not this affects their development, right? It affects their growth. And if they come for lessons and because they have not eaten enough, they find that they're going to go hungry, right, in the middle of the lesson, and then that actually affects their attention and their focus, because now instead of focusing on the lesson, they are focusing on their stomach, on their hunger, right? That is not a good thing. So yeah, I've discovered quite a number of factors that may affect a child's concentration, and essentially, just to recap, they are the lack of sleep, okay, and the child's diet and the attention to the amount of food that he eats, and yeah, let me know what you think of the content in this video. Let me know if your child had this problem, and if there's anything that we can do about it, you can do so in the comment section below. Now, I hope that you have enjoyed the content that I put together for you in this video. If you would like to participate in future discussion about parenting issues, about learning, for your child's learning, please head on to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, or join my Facebook page. Follow my Facebook page. I'll leave the links in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Over and out.